Hi my dear students, in this video we are going to see grade 6 history chapter 7 Ashoka the emperor who gave up war. Chapter 7 Ashoka the emperor who gave up war. Whether do you noted the symbol anywhere else previously? Yes, the lines that we see here in all the notes, rupee notes, and also coins, whatever 1 rupee coin, 2 rupee coin we are using, that is having a long history. Here, this lines, it is carved in a stone and it has been placed in the top of the pillar in Sarnath. Right. It resembles whom? For whom's remembrance we are keeping this lines face in notes and coins, etc. Yes, that is the thing we are going to see in this chapter. Can you identify who is he? He is the person we are going to study in this full chapter. He is Ashoka, the great emperor. Now, what is meant by emperor? What is the difference between king and emperor? We are going to see. In remembrance of Ashoka only, we are having in all the coins it has been printed with the lion's head. In all the rupee notes, etc. Everything, it is denoted with lion face. Yes, he is Ashoka and he is a Mayuryan emperor. And what is the difference between emperor and kingdom? King is a person who rule a small kingdom. If it is very big, it is called as emperor. Emperor means a very big kingdom is called as a emperor. If you are just you are being a king for only one country, you are just maintaining only one kingdom, you are called as king. If you are maintaining many places in India, they are called as emperor. So Ashoka was a great emperor and he ruled which empire? Mayuryan empire. And we can give some difference between empires and kingdom. What are the difference? For kingdom, we need only less resources because we are having only one particular place to rule. But empires, they need more and more resources and big armies. And also empires need number of officials, large number of officials and to collect taxes. But kingdom need very less number of officials to collect taxes. This is the difference between empire and kingdom. Empire, they need large resources, number of big army and large number of officials to collect taxes. But kingdom, they need only less resources, very small army and also number of officials, those who are collecting taxes also, they will be very less. These are the difference between empire and kingdom. And this Mayuryan empire, it was found by whom? It was found by Ashoka's grandfather Chandragupta Maurya before 2300 years ago. This Mayuryan empire was found by Ashoka's grandfather Chandragupta Maurya before 2300 years. And from the Chandragupta Maurya name only they have taken this Maurya and they have set up as Mauryan empire. And Chandragupta Maurya, he was helped by a wise man. Wise means brilliant man. His name is Chanakya, right? He written a book called Arthashastra in Sanskrit. It contains many number of shastras in that book. And after Chandragupta Maurya, his son Bindusara, that is Ashoka's father, Bindusara, he ruled for some years. And then next after Bindusara, Ashoka ruled. If one after another in the same family they are ruling the country, for example, first grandfather is ruling the country, second father is ruling the country, third son is ruling the country, if the same family members ruled one by one, it is called as dynasty. If the same family members ruled one after another, it is called as dynasty. This is the definition for dynasty. If the family members ruled one after another, it is called as dynasty. Here, first Chandragupta Maurya ruled, then after his death, Bindusara ruled, and after Bindusara, Ashoka ruled this Mauryan empire. And many cities, I already said empire means very big kingdom. So there will be number of cities, n number of cities in this empire. The main capital, there will be three main capitals for this Mauryan empire. They are Padaliputra, Taxila and Ujjain. You can find in this map, right? Padaliputra, Ujjain and Taxila. And here many number of peoples, they lived in this empire like merchants, officials, craft persons. Many persons were lived in this empire. Not only merchants and craft persons, but also farmers and headers also lived in this particular empire. And also forest peoples, tribal peoples also, hunters and gatherers, they also lived in this cities. Actually, they will give some things like timber, honey and wax to this Mauryan officials. So already I said empire means a very large kingdom. So different parts are ruled differently. So areas around Padaliputra, it was under the direct control of empire. So the area near the Padaliputra and Padaliputra was directly under the control of empire. They will check and officials will be appointed to collect taxes from all the farmers, headers, etc. And also from craft persons, traders, village peoples whomever live in villages and towns. Officials were appointed to collect taxes from all the peoples in that empire near Padaliputra. And also these officials punished if the particular peoples they disobeyed the ruler's order, they will be punished by the officials. And also there will be many spies will be appointed to check these officials whether they are collecting the money and properly they are handovering that to empires or they are taking something else. So spies will be appointed to watch this officials. And the emperor supervised every person, each and every person from the with the help of their family members and also senior ministers in that particular empire. And other places like Taxila and Ujjain, it was ruled differently. Royal princes were sent as governors and they ruled the particular places. With the help of officials and many persons, they ruled the particular place Taxila and Ujjain. Padaliputra was under the direct control of empire and Taxila and Ujjain were controlled by royal princes and they have sent as governors. And also this Mauryan empires, they tried to control the roads and rivers. Whatever if they are crossing the Mauryan empires, if the traders they are crossing the Mauryan empires, they want to pay tax or tribute. What is the difference between tax and tribute? We already studied in chapter 5 that tax means whatever if it is collected regularly, monthly or weekly, that is called as tax. Tribute means the money or things if collected whenever possible, that is called as tribute. Tax is a regular thing, tribute is an irregular thing, and whenever possible, we can collect this tribute. So taxes are paid regularly, tribute are paid irregularly. As I said already, Mauryan Empire, it was a very big kingdom, a huge empire, big empire. So the rulers again and again, they want to expand this empire by conquiring many territories near to them. They want to expand themselves. So they are just expanding their empire by conquesting many territories. But our king, who is the great empire we are studying about in this chapter? Ashoka. Instead of making a war, he wants to spread the message of peace and love to all the persons in this empire. What happened means, Ashoka, he started to fight for a war, that is to conquer Kalinga. Kalinga, it is present day, it is coastal Orissa. So Ashoka started to fight in the war. But in the war, while seeing the violence and bloodshed, it is very horrible, it is very terrible. He cannot able to see many lakh of persons died in that particular war. So to conquer a single territory, lakh of persons were died. So he decided, but he won the war. He won the Kalinga war. But he decided not to take that part, Kalinga part. So he was the only empire who gave up the war even after winning the war. So as I said already, he was the only king or only empire who gave up the war. He won that particular war. He conquered that Kalinga. But by seeing the persons, lakh of persons were died in the war, so he gave up the war. He didn't take that Kalinga into his empire. He gave up the war. Only one king in the history who gave up the war, that is Ashoka. So he is very special. So only we are studying about him. And Ashoka decided to spread Ashoka's Dharma. What is Ashoka's Dharma? Actually, all other kings or whatever empires, they may be worship some god, they may build some temples, and they may perform some sacrifice. But Ashoka did not expect anything. He didn't involve in any worship of god or sacrificing something. Instead of that, he realized that it is his duty to teach this Dharma to everyone. He can find number of problems in his empire. What are the problems he gone through? He gone through many religion fights. There is fight, conflicts means fight. The fight between religions, and there is some animal sacrifice, and also quarrels, that is fighting between the family members, and some peoples are treated as a slaves and servants. He don't want anything. He want all the peoples to live with love and peace. He don't want to even affect animals. So he want to spread the message of this Dharma. So Ashoka appointed Dharma Mahamata, and they went to place to teach about Dharma, how to help others. We should not fight with each other for religion. So they started to spread love and peace among the peoples. And all these messages also inscribed in rocks and pillars. These inscriptions were in which language? Actually, the Ashoka's inscriptions were in Prakrit language, mostly written using Brahmini script he used to write in this inscriptions. And what are the special, something important about Ashoka means he built some roads, and also he dug some wells and rest houses. He also arranged many medical treatments in the ancient period itself, not only for humans but also for animals. So Ashoka was the only king. He want to spread love and peace, and he don't want to take up the place after conquiring, after the number of persons died in the war. He don't want to take the territories. So he was the only king who gave up the war and spread many good thoughts among the peoples. So Ashoka was the only emperor who gave up the war even after winning the war, and he spread love and peace among the peoples in his empire. So we want to take this Ashoka chapter as a moral for us. We should not fight with any others, with our friends. We should spread love and peace in our classes and also with our friends. So we shall meet in next chapter. Thank you, dears.